Hi there, business owner, and welcome to the 3Bs podcast, the place where we go beyond the numbers and dive into strategies to help you build a better business one step at a time. I'm your host, Stephanie, a multi-award-winning entrepreneur with over a decade of experience in the bookkeeping and accountancy world. If you're a business owner looking to streamline, grow, and get back the time that you deserve, you're in the right place. We're tackling real-world problems, answering tough questions, and digging deep into business building secrets in just 15 minutes each week. So are you ready to build a better business with confidence and clarity? Then let's go. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the 3Bs podcast, a place where we talk all things business, bookkeeping, and building something that works for you every single week. As always, I'm your host Stephanie, and I'm here in this episode to talk about the red flags that we spot in new clients at our bookkeeping and accountancy practice, ABCS UK, and how you can avoid falling into the same traps. This isn't about shaming. I'm not here to make you feel bad at all. It's about awareness. You only know what you know, and you only know what you've been taught. And if you haven't been taught these things, and if you're running any other business that's not a finance business, chances are you've not been taught the bookkeeping and accountancy side of things. You're an expert at what you're an expert in, and if finances is not that, then that's okay. I'm here to help you hopefully avoid the mistakes that I see time and time again when new clients come to see us. These things we see all the time when a business owner finally reaches out for support, and often they'd wish they'd done it sooner. So if you want to clean up your finances, stop winging it, and avoid those expensive mistakes to put right, then this episode is for you. First of all, red flag number one is my accounts are sort of somewhere. It's something we hear quite a lot. It's a classic. They've got no clear system. We've had clients come to us with receipts in shoeboxes, black bin bags, random email folders, screenshots on their phone, and some that haven't kept any at all. Not having a consistent central place for your financial records, it's not just chaos, it can lead to inaccurate tax returns, a ton of stress at year end that as business owners we just don't need, and missed potential tax or VAT claims. At ABCS UK, we get all our clients to use a software called Apron Capture. It's just £5 plus VAT per month, which is really affordable for small businesses and for those just starting out. And this is an app you can have on your phone where you can take pictures when you're out and about and upload photos from your gallery or your files folder. You also get a unique email address so you can email across your online purchases. You literally just forward the email, they'll go into there. And also, if you are a WhatsApp lover, they have a WhatsApp integration, which I just love. If you are a WhatsApp person and you use it on your desktop or you use it on your phone, you can just WhatsApp, drag and drop, or send the documents through WhatsApp too. Once they're all in there, Apron can keep them all in one central place for you, and it's all about building that habit. So once you get into the habit of putting fuel in, taking a picture, putting fuel in, taking a picture, ordering something online, forwarding the invoice or the expense order confirmation. Once that becomes a habit that's ingrained in you, you're not going to have documents scattered all over the place. They're going to be in one central place. And once they're into Apron, they can then be categorized into the correct places into your accounting software and forwarded straight across. If you want to finally get sorted and keep your financial records in one place, you can use a cloud-based accounting software. So we love Xero and Free Agent at the ABCS UK practice, but there's lots of different ones out there on the market. So have a look at what is the best for you. Apron Capture also connects really nicely with your accounting software and will send all that information straight across, making reconciling much easier. And you can also see what receipts you are missing, which reduces the amount of time trying to find all the missing ones. Another way that works quite well for our construction and our sort of mobile hairdressing and mobile clients is setting up a digital folder system in your emails. So if you are somebody who's predominantly online based, a lot of your orders are done online, everything's kind of done via your email, setting up a digital folder system really helps. So what you do is on a Monday, you create a folder in your email account called week commencing 2nd of June, for example. And for that week, everything that comes in, delivery notes, order confirmations, anything related to a purchase goes into that folder. And then at the end of every week, usually what happens is sort of a Saturday night, Sunday night, these sort of tradesmen and mobile workers sit down and do their quotes and their invoicing and their banking. Then you would then forward everything in that inbox straight across to Apron Capture, and it would all be in one central place for you. And again, doing it once a week keeps you up to date and keeps it easy to handle. I think if you wait for a whole month and then try and put a whole month's worth on at once, it's a long, arduous task. So break it down into smaller chunks, and doing it weekly, I think, really benefits business owners. and not waiting until January to deal with the previous April. I said this last week on the podcast. Your financial year, if you're a sole trader, ends on the 31st of March or the 5th of April, depending which one of the 2 dates you choose. Your tax return is due in the following January, so you have all that time to submit receipts. Now, I don't know about you, but if somebody said to me, what was that £13 for you spent in Tesco back in March? I wouldn't know. If it was fuel, stationery, uniform, personal expense, I wouldn't know what it was. It's too long ago. It's left my head by then. So doing it regularly and keeping it updated enables you to not miss anything that we can claim as tax deductible. Red flag number 2, they've had a go, but things don't quite balance. This one is for those who have been DIY bookkeeping, doing it yourself. Like, it's not a red flag in itself. DIY bookkeeping is fine. If you've given it a go and it's not reconciling, or you're not sure if it's right, that's where the problems start. So by reconciling, if your bank statement doesn't match what the bank account on your accounting software says it should, or what your spreadsheet says it should, that's where your problems are. We see so many people just trying to guess their way through things like VAT returns or payroll, and they just go, yeah, close enough. Be fine. It's something around there. Newsflash, HMRC does not do close enough. That's why if you ask any of my ABCS UK clients, they'll tell you I'm a stickler for a penny. If it's out by even a penny, we're going to find it, because it's important that those records are an accurate reflection of your business. And that one penny could be £1 million out on one side and £999,999 and 99 pence out on the other side. It should balance. And if it doesn't balance, then there's a problem. If you want to avoid the problems of this, then get some proper training if you do want to do it yourself. If you want to do it yourself, absolutely fine. Get some proper training. I know a lot of the accountancy softwares have videos and things online. There's plenty of courses you can buy, but I would recommend speaking to somebody like a bookkeeper or an expert who can understand your business. Every business is unique, and every business will have a slightly different way of doing it. A standard set of a chart of accounts very rarely stays a standard set of chart of accounts, because extra things need adding in every time for your unique business. Especially if you want to use that for reporting further on, you want to break down your income into different sections, you're going to need more than just one nominal code in your chart of accounts. If you don't want to pay someone for a long-term training, then just a power hour could sometimes work. We do power hours at the ACS UK, where you can come and just have an hour with us, virtually or in person, and we can go through all of your business as a whole and help you start to put those procedures, systems, and templates in place to help you do it yourself going forward. When it starts to feel too risky, I cannot stress the importance of outsourcing. Now, I'm not just saying that because I want a sale and I want a new client. Outsourcing to an expert when it starts to feel risky is so important. The amount of times clients have come to me, and after we've had that initial onboarding call, they've signed on as a client on the practice, I've got countless messages and emails and WhatsApps where people have gone, oh, I feel like I'm not going to go to jail now, thank you. Like, I understand that worry as a business owner, that if you do something wrong, you could go to jail. So if it starts feeling really risky and jail feels like it might be a possible outcome because things have got in a mess, that is when you need to start outsourcing. And finally, accepting that by saving money by doing it yourself often costs so much more in the long run. Untangling the mess is going to cost you a lot more than having somebody in from the beginning. And saving money by doing it yourself, you're also throwing away the chance of the expertise of somebody who outsources. So for us at ABCS UK, as a bookkeeper, I have a client who came to us. They started selling on TikTok shop in the pandemic, and they 2.5 times their income pretty much overnight. They sailed through the VAT threshold very quickly and suddenly had to start doing the VAT. Now, had they not have got me on board, they wouldn't have known that they could reclaim 4 years of purchases and 6 months of services. So anything they'd purchased with VAT on in those timeframes could be reclaimed, and this client got over £16,000. Now, they're paying me £350 a month plus VAT. I'm going to be really transparent. The pricing's on the website for ABCS UK. £350 a month plus VAT, but they got back £16,000. And everything is clean, everything is straight, and they know that it's done for them every quarter. They don't have to worry about it. It's in the hands of an expert. And it's not even the potential VATs, it's the other side of it too. So if you're doing it yourself and you're missing income that should be taxed, or you're not filling in your expenses correctly, or you're claiming things that you shouldn't be claiming, you could end up with a much higher tax bill and then have to pay an accountant or a bookkeeper to fix it for you. Red flag number 3. This one's a biggie, and this one scares me as a business owner and as a bookkeeper and accountant. And it's the ones that are just winging it on tax. They've got no idea how much tax is due what taxes they need to pay, when they're due, whether there's any money set aside for it. And the scary thing is it's not unusual. I mean, it's dangerous, yes, but it's not unusual. And if you're looking to grow and scale your business, which I presume you are by listening to or watching this podcast, then you're going to hit the VAT threshold pretty soon. If you're a limited company, you'll have corporation tax, VAT, PAYE and national insurance if you have a team, and then potentially personal tax on top. If you're a sole trader, you're going to have income tax from your self-assessment, you're going to have VAT and potentially PAYE and national insurance too. What often happens is people who are trying to do it themselves, not only do they not know when it's due or whether there's money set aside for it, what they do is quite often I see them pay the wrong tax. So they'll pay their VAT into their corporation tax account, for example. And then what happens is the corporation tax sits there in a credit, and the VAT, you've got a late payment penalty, you've got fine for not paying, in their eyes, not paying your VAT, and you're getting interest on that late payment because they don't talk to each other, the different services. So actually being very clear on your tax is really important for a lot of different reasons. Because then what happens is you'll get a debt collector bill on the doorstep, and then you'll start panicking because you weren't expecting it, because you thought you'd paid it and you've paid it into the wrong account, and you're scrambling and you're stressed, or you're going to have to go in debt to pay it again, but you know you've paid it and you can't understand why. It's very important to be clear on your tax. And you can do that by reviewing your profit regularly. So when it comes to your corporation tax or your income tax for your business's profits, review that profit regularly so that you've got an idea of what your tax is going to be, even if it's a best guess, an estimate of what you think it's going to be, and start putting that away. Setting aside money monthly in a separate account is super important for staying on top of things. I have a lot of clients that use sort of Monzo and Sterling and the online banks with the pots. And you can set them up to do it automatically. Every single time money comes in, a percentage gets put into a tax pot. I tend to get my clients to do a 20% tax or 30% tax if they're a limited company, knowing that there'll be a little pot of money at the end of it over what they need, because it sometimes feels like a little windfall and they tend to use that to invest. So that's also another way to get a bit more clearer on your tax. And then working with somebody who can forecast and help you plan properly. Again, a bookkeeper can help with your cash flow forecasting. They can help you plan correctly so you're not panicking after the year has passed because nothing's been put away, or the quarter. With Making Tax Digital coming into force, quarterly reporting is going to be mandatory. You're going to have to report your income and your expenses, and the HMRC will give you a forecast, which is really helpful, but you're going to have to do those submissions via software. So working with someone that can help you now is really going to help you further down the line if you're a sole trader. At ABCS UK, we see all our clients quarterly as a minimum, always have done from the beginning. And I love nothing more than quarter three, because the clients come in or we see them virtually and we sit down and we go through all the figures, we go through what's going on in their business. And then around quarter three, I get to say to them, this is what your tax is going to look like if we carry on the way we're going in the final quarter. Do you need to go and spend some money? Now, I'm not saying go and buy things for the fun of it, but do you need new equipment? Do you need a piece of machinery that you've had your eye on? Do you need new uniforms for the entire workforce? Is there something you want to invest in marketing-wise that you've just kind of been waiting and you're going to do it after the tax year has passed? Well, let's go and do it now while you can, while the cash flow is there, while we can maximise the tax deduction and the benefits and minimise that tax liability, because it's money you were going to spend anyway. Red flag number 4. Fear or shame around the finances is the one that I see in almost every client that comes to us. Clients who haven't looked at their accounts in months, they're scared to open their bank account, they don't know what they're going to find. The other side of it is the embarrassment. I have so many clients say to me, oh, I was just going to get it straight and fix the mess and then bring it to you to deal with. They're embarrassed of handing things over in the state that they're in. Let me say this so clearly. You are not alone, and there is nothing shameful about needing support in your business. But if you bury your head in the sand, it's going to make it worse and a bigger mess to undo when you finally reach out and get that support. It takes a village to raise a baby. It's one of my favourite sayings. And your business is usually your first, second, third, fourth baby. It's another responsibility to add to your ever-growing list. My business has moved more in the last 12 months since reaching out for support than it had in the 2.5 years previous. Because support is a strength. It's not a failure. It's not a badge of honour to go, I did all this myself. actually getting support around you is a massive benefit to your business and your own mental health. I'm not an expert in HR. I'm not an expert in legal. I have to get outsourced support in for that because that's not my area of expertise. And if finance is not your area of expertise, get some support in. Avoid the fear and shame by working with someone who's not going to judge and just help. Now, I know that bookkeepers and accountants are inherently here to help business owners. That's what we like to do. We like to fix the mess, especially bookkeepers. There's nothing we like more than fixing the mess and helping you and making you feel less stressed and seeing your business grow and helping you reach those goals that you have in your business as it grows. There are some bookkeepers and accountants that will run their business on not a high touch point basis. They are there just to give you the figures, and there's definitely a use case for that in business. But if you're somebody who has fear or shame around your finances, you need to come and find someone like us at ABCS UK who are not going to judge. We're not going to make you feel bad about yourself. We're going to find out where you are, draw a line in the sand, and then start picking up the pieces. We're just going to help. Also, I need you to remember that messy books don't mean that you're a bad business owner. You're just busy. You didn't start your business, I feel like a broken record. You didn't start your business to do the books, to do the accounts. That's not what you started your business for. So by them getting a little bit messy does not mean you're a bad business owner. It's no different than me trying to put together a subcontracting agreement myself, realising it's a mess and having to go and get some HR or legal support and getting that correct and compliant. There's 4 of the most common red flags that we see in our new clients at ABCS UK. If you've recognised yourself in any of them or just one, please know you're not alone and there is nothing you can't turn around without the right support. At ABCS UK, we are not here to judge. We're here to get stuck in, fix what needs fixing, and help you build something better with clear systems, clean records, and even more confidence in your business decisions. If you are ready to finally let go of that stress and get a grip on your business finances, book a discovery call. The link is in the show notes. Or find us on social media and DM us the word Power Hour and we'll send you the information on those one-off services too. If you found this episode helpful, do let me know, rate and review wherever you're listening to it. It really helps me push this podcast out to more business owners so we can all build better businesses. Thank you so much and I'll see you next week for the next one. Bye. And that brings us to the end of another episode of the 3Bs podcast. I hope you found it useful and that you're walking away with some motivation, inspiration, or education to help you build a better business. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and of course connect with us on social media for more insights, tips, and behind the scenes content. Your next step in building a better business is just a click away. I can't wait to connect with you and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.